Coming up on Mountain News this morning, folks from Harlan County are dealing with constant water outages while officials try to identify the source. And FEMA deadlines are near, with officials saying it's important to know what you need before applying.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Wednesday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this April 30th. It's 6:01 this morning, and it has been a foggy start, as meteorologist Megan Dusmall has been talking about. All morning long, we've got that fog going on this morning, don't we, Megan?
We sure do. I mean, it was very foggy this morning, and it's continued to be foggy over the past couple hours. Hopefully it'll be clearing out as we're heading to that 9 o'clock mark. But here's a look at that visibility. What you need to know is the densest fog right now is towards Jackson and Harlan. We've seen some of that rain, which is why we're having that increased humidity and therefore more chances of that fog. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. Rain right now is on that Kentucky-Virginia border, mostly in our Virginia counties right now, soon to be exiting as we're approaching the next couple of minutes to an hour. Here's a look at those temperatures, and it's warm. We're sitting in the 60s with high temperatures of the day hitting the upper 70s and low 80s. We'll have those warmest temperatures as we approach the afternoon, but we'll also have the second round of some storm chances as you're heading in the afternoon too. Amelia.
Water outages continue to plague folks in parts of Harlan County. WYMT's Caroline Mueller spoke to one woman about the toll that constant outages have on her day-to-day life.
In the Wallens Creek, Cold Iron, and surrounding areas of Harlan County, many folks' faucets are running dry once again.
Over the last year, I'm going to say probably at least every month to every 6 weeks there is a water issue.
Kayla Brummett says her frustrations are growing as the constant outages have been a financial, physical, and mental burden.
There's no getting up and washing dishes, starting laundry. I'm a stay-at-home parent. I'm disabled. There's nothing that I can do. We're having to go to the creek, to the river to get water to pack, to flush our toilets, to water our animals.
Judge Executive Dan Mosley says this outage is different from the issues folks faced in the fall and winter months. This time, a major line break along Kentucky 3152 is to blame, and crews are still working to pinpoint the exact location of the break.
It's a 140 gallon per minute leak, 140 gallon per minute break, which is about 8,400 gallons an hour. That goes a long way in filling a tank with water. Mosley says he feels for those who are impacted. It's a reminder of what they dealt with 3, 4, 5 months ago. There's no question. It is extremely frustrating to me as well. You sometimes feel like you make 2 steps forward and take 3 steps back. Brummett says she is especially concerned for vulnerable communities being affected by this.
I worry about the disabled and elderly in our community. They don't have Facebook. They don't know when the water's coming back. They don't know the distribution points of water, and they're just stuck.
In the meantime, the Black Mountain Utility District has been awarded a $3 million grant to address long-term water issues. It is funding that officials hope will help reduce future outages and improve the overall system. For now, residents remain in limbo, hoping for quick solutions. In Harlan County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
Wallens Elementary School students are not in their classrooms this week due to those outages. Right now, the county is giving out water at the Wallens Creek Fire Department. Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting in Madison County. It happened outside of Walmart in Berea. They say an officer fired into a car after a driver tried to back into him. Police were investigating a stolen car when that all happened. 2 men and 1 woman were inside the car. Police do tell us they were both taken to a nearby hospital. The officer involved had minor injuries and has since been released from the hospital. Berea police say they'll be filing charges against the people in the car. A London man faces several charges after a chase in Knox County. Troopers say they tried to stop a truck traveling north on Kentucky 229 after it cut off another vehicle. The driver did not stop, and once the truck hit a dead end on Horse Hollow Road, the driver took off into the woods. He was later found hiding near a creek bank. Alex Smallwood was arrested. He's facing several charges, and he is being held in the Knox County Detention Center. Some students at Rowan County High School are calling for the resignation of Principal Jordan Mann. Yesterday, they walked out in protest of Mann's reported failure to act on multiple complaints about the conduct of former girls soccer coach Andrew Zahari, who was sentenced to 22 years in prison for production of child pornography. Parents are also voicing their concern.
Our kids deserve better than this. But I'm glad that they're finally speaking out, finally getting some attention.
An ongoing lawsuit between the victim and her family against the school district claimed there were multiple instances where it was reported. A suit deposition from last December shows there are reports from students, the school's guidance counselor, and Moorhead Mayor Laura White Brown of talks made to Mann about the alleged behavior. Today is Denim Day, and officials at the Rising Center encourage you to wear your denim. It's to raise awareness about sexual violence and to support survivors at the end of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Folks with the Rising Center say Denim Day started in 1999, coming after a 1992 Italian Supreme Court ruling that overturned a rape conviction, saying the victim was wearing jeans and must have needed help taking them off.
This Wednesday is Denim Day, so join the Rising Center in wearing your denim. It is more than just a fashion choice, but a powerful statement against sexual violence.
When you wear denim, it shows a support for survivors and brings awareness in our community.
Now, folks from around the world are wearing denim today in solidarity and support. Since summer is approaching and kids will be out of school, it's also important to watch out for child sexual abuse. The Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services says physical signs of abuse can include bruises, burns, broken bones, head injuries, and more. The Rising Center says from April to June of last year, they saw 222 survivors of sexual abuse, 26 of those under the age of 18. If you suspect abuse, you are asked to report it and call 911 if it is an emergency. The FEMA buyout program deadline is today, and that's for February flood victims, while the individual and SBA applications for the February flood are both due May 25th. Knott County Attorney Tim Bates says it's important to have the proper documentation like your social security number and insurance coverage. There is an appeal process if you are denied funding from FEMA. Bates says you will have 60 days from the date of the declaration letter to file a written appeal.
Basically needs to have all your documentation in it, your pictures, your estimates from contractors, and just a letter that kind of says, I feel like this decision is inaccurate or wrong, and here's the reasons why.
And there are multiple ways to submit your FEMA application. You can go in person to a disaster recovery center, online to disasterassistance.gov. You can call that FEMA helpline or download the FEMA app.
Yesterday's storm chances are continuing to move into our region and exit this morning. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. Seeing some heavy rain as we travel into that Kentucky-Virginia border, mainly sitting in our Virginia counties. Here's a closer look as you're heading towards Dryden, seeing some heavy rain on the way. Same with the Richlands just to the east of Prater. Now we'll continue to see those taper off, and then we have another chance for rain as we're heading into the afternoon. But first, you need to know those temperatures this morning. We are sitting in the 60s across eastern Kentucky, seeing some upper 50s as you travel towards Clintwood, 58. For the most part, it's just a warm start to the day, and it will continue to be a warm day this afternoon with highs in the low 80s, seeing some upper 70s, 78 for Hazard, 77 for Clintwood and Logan, and 75 in Wise. We'll hit the high temperatures around that 5 o'clock mark, but we do have some chances again for some storms as you're heading into the afternoon. Stay with us. More mountain news and weather is on the way.